Hey, what's up, Street Talk? It's the Eric from the Eric Street Photography blog. So, a practical thing I want to talk to you about is should you or should you not be influenced by other photographers? Now, this is kind of a funny notion, is that somehow in the photography or art world, the notion of being influenced by people is a bad thing. He said, oh, I don't look at anyone else's photos because I don't want to be influenced by other people's work. And now, I think this is kind of a silly notion, because if you think about influence, the Latin word for influence means to just flow within, flow into. And just by living and being a part of the world and humanity, of course you're naturally going to be influenced by everything. You're influenced by your environment, the sun, you're influenced by what you read, what you eat, the people you talk to. And so it's already a fact of life that everything is influence. And influence is good. It's like, would you want to live in a society where there's no other people? Would you want to live in a desert island where you weren't influenced by anyone? I think what people mean to say is, I don't want to be influenced by others, being I don't want to be inauthentic. So I think the goal as photographers and us as visual artists is that we allow ourselves to be influenced by others, yet we still just really challenge ourselves and ask ourselves, what is it that we really want for ourselves? And how do we be authentic in our photography and our vision of art? Because I think what a lot of people try to do is they try to be somebody that they're not. And even when it comes to photography technique, I think to copy or to take or to steal the photographic technique of another photographer, I think that's totally fine. It's totally legitimate. Like, for example, I was really inspired by Bruce Gilden shooting with the flash, and even more recently, I've been loving my Ricoh GR version 2, repping the Ricoh Mafia. And this is a camera I first heard that Daido Moriyama shot a lot with, and now this is digital, of course. And thinking about what kind of cameras other photographers use, how they shot with a flash, whatever, technique, it doesn't really matter. Because I think when people are, oh, you're jacking my technique, it's kind of not a big deal. It's kind of like in rap music, everyone's doing the mumble rap and everyone's trying to steal each other's rapping styles. But I think the technique is not so important. What's more important is the content, is what is it that you're trying to create and what kind of message are you trying to put out with your artwork. And whatever camera you shoot with or how you shoot it doesn't really matter. So for example, as a photographer, I'm most interested in like this concept of visual sociology, is that through shooting photos, you're trying to analyze and understand societies, and you're essentially using the camera as a research tool to better analyze, to dissect, and to critique and criticize, or to analyze parts of the world. And so for me, the way in which I do it is I try to make the photos which look nice and beautiful to me. So of course I try to get nice exposure, and to a certain extent the camera you do use is important, because you want a camera that's light, it's compact, it's always with you, and it's easy to shoot with. Because more important than the photographs, I think, is actually the message you're trying to put forth. And so a lot of photographers, they over worry about too much about the technical settings and the gear and stuff like that. And once again, it is important, but it's not the most important thing. And so often when I let myself be influenced by other photographers, what I'm trying to get influenced by is their passion. So for example, Joseph Koudelka, one of my favorite photographers of all time, he's like the best. Like his motto has always been, I've always been searching for the personal maximum. And while I love his images, it's more of his sense of curiosity and his passion of traveling, seeing the world, not letting worldly success really distract him. And I think even now he's in his 90s, he's still traveling and shooting. And so what influences me about him is that his work ethic, it's his singular vision to focus on what he believes in and makes photos which he considers beautiful. And when you're thinking about your photography and your art, once again, let yourself be influenced by the passion of other photographers. Let yourself be influenced by their technique, the camera, the gear they use, whatever it may be. And ultimately, just know that whatever you do, try to be as authentic as you can, which means don't compromise your artistic vision. Steal any sort of techniques, ideas, or concepts from anybody. And remember even the Picasso saying, good artists bad artists copy, great artists steal. So I think stealing is actually a good thing. Steal ideas, concepts, techniques, everything in photography. Steal ideas. And my simple suggestion is, it's good to steal, but when you share and you give to other people, try to give back 100 times more or 10 times more than you've taken in, right? So long story short, influence in photography is a good thing. Just remember, make photos for yourself and share that joy with others. Peace out. And if you want to learn more about the new Eric Kim neck strap with his new beautiful bronze components for the Ricoh GR version 2 or the Ricoh Mafia shirt, just go to hapticindustries.com. Peace out.